Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something pretty specific, definitely modern, and maybe surprisingly poetic.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
We're stepping into the director's chair, but our actor, our cinematographer, it's an AI.
Exactly. We're looking at this really insightful guide from Asgard AI Studio. It's all about how professionals prompt these, advanced video generation AIs to get actual cinematic results.
Right, this isn't just about making a quick diff or something. We're talking about real filmmaking techniques, just translated for a machine.
Yeah, and for anyone listening who's like dabbled in this, moving from just text to image to actual video,
Yeah.
it's tough. Coherent video is a whole different ballgame.
Absolutely. So this guide, it's kind of a blueprint, right? A shortcut maybe to understanding the philosophy, the technical language you need.
And the specific syntax even? How you structure the prompt to actually direct the AI, not just describe something vaguely.
Moving from just description to like precise instructions, like a director on set.
Perso-
And the thing that jumped out at me immediately reading this was the mindset shift. It's huge.
Oh yeah. How so?
Well, the core challenge, right? The AI, it doesn't understand meaning. Not
Right.
like humans do. It doesn't get nuance or, artistic intent.
No, it understands precision. It understands literal commands. That's it.
Exactly. So this whole deep dive is really about mastering that translation layer. How do we speak its language?
Yeah, that's the filter, isn't it? For people trying to do this seriously, the guide says it so bluntly like, if the AI doesn't get it, it's not the AI's fault. It's your prompt's fault.
Huh.
No pressure then.
Right. It's a total literalist. If you're ambiguous, it just defaults, picks the most statistically likely thing.
Which is almost never what you actually pictured in your head.
Almost never. And
Yeah.
that's where this core idea comes in, this duality the studio talks about. It's the fundamental job of the AI director.
I loved this part. The duality, it felt like the perfect mix of, art and science.
Totally. You have to wear two hats. Right. First hat. Imagine like a poet. You got to have the vision, the mood, the feeling, the story beat.
The metaphor, maybe, what you want the shot to feel like, that initial spark.
But then immediately you switch hats. Hat number two. Explain like an engineer.
And this is where the poetry stops, basically.
Yeah.
You get super technical, exact angles, specific light temperatures.
Like not just cold moonlight, but
Right, a single sharp beam of 4000K moonlight hitting the right cheekbone. That level of detail.
wow. Okay, so the engineer translates the poet's dream into something the machine can actually build.
Exactly. Because if the engineer messes up, if the explanation isn't precise enough, the machine just spits out nonsense. Doesn't matter how beautiful the poetic hollow was.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the guide says the moment those two things click, the poet's vision and the engineer's precision, that's when the machine becomes your cinematographer.
Yeah, it executes a vision it couldn't possibly have come up with on its own. But it needs that super clear instruction.
So what does the poet tend to forget? What does the engineer have to provide?
Well, the poet forgets stuff like spatial awareness, like where things are in the room consistently, or character persistence, making sure the same person looks the same from shot to shot.
The consistency problem. We'll definitely need to dig into that.
Oh, yeah. And movement constraints. The engineer provides the measurable stuff. Distance in meters, fog density as a percentage, the type of lens wide angle telephoto, whatever.
So it's only by mashing those two together that you get control over something like Veo3, which is the AI they focus on.
Right, or any similar AI that needs that kind of structured sequential instruction to build a video scene by scene.
Okay, poet meets engineer. Got it. So let's get technical. How do we actually structure these prompts? This brings us to section one, the golden formula.
Yeah, the golden formula, the guide is really clear here. Clarity is everything. It's the highest art in AI directing. Because, like we said, literalism.
If you leave something out, the AI just guesses,
Right.
and that's where things go wrong.
Exactly. That generated gap where the AI fills in the blanks, that's where you get the weird artifacts, the inconsistencies, the total fails.
Okay, so the formula is like a checklist. Mandatory items, what are they?
It's basically 4 layers you have to include in every prompt. Layer 1, art style plus tone.
All right, so like cinematic gothic realism or bright 8-bit animation or hyper-real photo.
Exactly. Sets the whole look and feel, the texture, the color palette. If you skip this, you just get the AI's default, which is usually kind of bland.
Wow.
Generic photorealism.
Okay, layer 1, style and tone.
Layer 2, character setup, who's in the shot. But just the setup, not what they're doing yet.
So like a tall knight in silver armor or a nervous young woman with red hair. Gender, clothes, key features.
Right, just the identifiers. Layer 3 is the environment. Where are they?
Vast Gothic cathedral, narrow smoke-filled alley, sunny beach at dawn. Got it.
And then the big one, layer 4. This is where it all comes together. Action plus camera plus lighting plus emotion cue.
Whoa, okay, that's a lot in one layer. Action, camera, lighting, and emotion. Why bundle all that?
Because they're often super interconnected. A camera move changes how you see the action. The lighting totally changes the mood of both. They work together.
I see. If you separate them, you might lose that synergy for the specific moment, the cinematic beat you're trying to create.
Exactly. Layer 4 is where the real directing happens, the dynamic part.
And you mentioned emotion cue. This sounds tricky. The guide has a really strong point about this, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely critical. You never state the emotion directly. You can't just write, she feels sad.
Why not? Isn't that clear?
Clear to a human, maybe. But sad is an internal state. The AI has no idea what that looks like. It needs visual information, physical stuff.
Okay, so you can't tell it's sad. You have to show it's sad. How?
You frame the emotion using observable things. Action, light, posture. The guide's example is perfect. Instead of, she feels sad, you write.
Her shoulders lower as candlelight fades.
Exactly. The action is shoulders lower. The light is candlelight fades. Both are physical things the AI can generate, and the audience reads it as sadness.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like basic screenwriting advice, show, don't tell, but applied hyper literally for the machine.
Precisely. So if you wanted anger, you wouldn't say he is angry. You'd describe...
maybe his jaw clenches tight.
Yeah, or the shadow cuts sharply across his brow. You describe the physical tension, the way the light hits him, things the AI can actually draw.
It forces you to be a better visual storyteller, actually.
It really does. You have to translate internal states into external visuals, which is good filmmaking anyway.
So the whole workflow changes. The guide sums it up as, what was it? Think like an AI camera, not a poet, then rewrite like a poet.
Yeah. First, figure out the shot technically. All the constraints, the angles, the light, that's the AI camera thinking.
The engineer brain.
Right. Then, once you have that technical blueprint, you go back and polish the language. Make 4000K moonlight sound like cold silver light piercing the fog.
So the poetry comes back in the refinement of the technical description.
Exactly. The first draft is the engineer's checklist. The revision is the poet making it sound good, guiding the AI to use its power beautifully within those technical lines.
Okay, this is starting to click. But speaking of technical brains and constraints, Section 2 tackles that huge headache, consistency.
Yes. Character and environment control. If you've used these tools, you know this pain. Characters changing clothes mid-scene.
Or eye color, or suddenly there are 3 extra doors in the room.
Happens all the time. The main culprit, according to the guide, is what they call plural vagueness.
Plural vagueness.
Using words like a group, many people, others, they're too vague. The AI doesn't see a group as one coherent unit.
It just sees the word people and tries to maximize it.
Pretty much. Which leads to that brilliant quote they have.
Oh, the car one. Never say happy family. That's how you get 7 random people in a car.
Exactly. Because it hears people and car and just mashes them together based on probability, not the idea of a cohesive family.
So the fix is painful specificity.
Unfortunately, yes. Instead of a group of soldiers, you have to spell it out. 3 soldiers. The captain, male, scarred. The rookie, female, nervous. The veteran, male, tired. Define roles, maybe a key visual trait.
Okay, but wait. If my character is, say, a gothic teenage girl with long jet black hair wearing a silver ring on her left index finger, do I have to type that entire phrase every single time in every prompt for every shot?
The engineer's question.
Yeah.
You basically do.
Seriously, that sounds expensive. In terms of tokens, processing time?
It is. It absolutely is. But the studio argues the cost of fixing inconsistency, running the prompt again and again, tweaking it till the character looks right, that costs way more in credits and time than just repeating the description.
Okay. So painful repetition is cheaper than endless iteration.
That's their take. Find a core description, maybe 3 to 5 key elements, and stick to it religiously. If she's the gothic girl, that phrase starts every prompt featuring her, even a quick close-up.
Because the AI has no memory between prompts, right? Each one is a fresh start.
Exactly. It only looks at the text right in front of it.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to use actual names, which AI can mess up.
Yeah, it might think Alara is like a type of tree or something.
Right. So they suggest using simple, consistent role tags.
Like the knight, the monk, the girl, instead of names.
Yeah. Easy for the AI to track and attach the description to.
But character consistency needs repetition and maybe role tags. What about the environment? Rooms changing shape, furniture vanishing?
Same problem, same solution,
Yeah.
basically. AI forgets rooms just as easily. You can generate 3 great shots in a cathedral, then the 4th shot. Boom. Pillars gone, light's totally different.
So you can't just say inside the same cathedral.
Nope. You had to
Yeah.
rescribe the space every time. Maybe not every single detail, but the key ones. Inside the vast Gothic cathedral of gray stone, red banners hang from the arches. You reestablish the rules of the space.
That sounds exhausting.
It is, but necessary. They also suggest using a memory thread.
A memory thread.
Yeah, like one single repeating detail you mention in every shot in that location. Like ivy trails across the cracked window pane, or the scent of sandalwood, or a specific pattern on the floor mosaic.
Ah, so that detail acts like an anchor for the AI, helps it remember, oh yeah, this room.
Exactly. It locks onto that consistent element. And speaking of consistent elements,
Uh-huh.
fog.
Haha, yes. The director's best friend, according to the guide.
It's almost a running gag, but seriously useful. Fog does 2 crucial things.
Okay, what are they?
One, it hides glitches. Those awkward transitions, the slight shifts in background geometry the AI sometimes makes. Fog smooths it over. It's a visual cheat code.
Okay, useful. And 2,
2, it binds scenes together visually, like that memory thread idea. A consistent level or color of fog makes the whole sequence feel more coherent.
plus it adds mood, obviously. They had that great line, fog solves everything except bad storytelling.
Yeah. It manages contrast, adds subtle movement, simplifies the background so the AI can focus on the important stuff. It's just incredibly helpful.
It's funny how an old-school movie trick is still so vital for cutting-edge AI.
Totally. It simplifies the complex math the AI is doing for depth and perspective. A bit of haze just makes its job easier.
All right, so we've got our character locked down, hopefully, our environment anchored, maybe with fog. Now we need to tell the camera what to do. Section 3, camera language, light, and motion.
Yep. And this is where knowing traditional film language is crucial, because the AI, especially Veo3, which they used, takes these terms literally.
So if you mix up a pan and a track,
You'll get a mess. The AI won't understand the parallax shift you intended or the way the background should move. It'll just do something weird.
great, let's clarify these for everyone listening. A pan is...
Horizontal rotation on a fixed point, like turning your head side to side, but the camera body stays put.
Got it. And a tilt.
Same idea, but vertical. Camera stays put, tilt up or down. These are relatively easy for the AI.
Okay, what about more complex moves? Orbit.
That's where the camera physically moves in a circle around the subject. Great for showing dimension or revealing something more computationally demanding.
And track or follow.
Camera physically moves with the subject. Alongside, behind, in front, super dynamic, really makes a shot feel live. But also the hardest for the AI.
Why is tracking following so hard for it?
Because the background is constantly changing perspective relative to the subject. The AI has to redraw everything frame by frame accurately. Lots of room for error, like motion blur or the character warping.
So any tips for making tracking shots work better? To avoid that warpiness?
Yeah, the guide suggests 2 things. First, keep the subject fairly centered and clearly defined. Don't make the AI guess too much about the edges.
Okay. And second,
Combine it with a stabilizing element, like
And that's-
guess what?
fog.
Fog, or gentle rain, or dust motes. Something atmospheric that simplifies the background calculation and makes the movement feel smoother.
Always comes back to fog. Okay, so we've got camera moves. What about action? The guide mentions action economy.
Right. Be stingy with your verbs. One clear primary action per shot.
Why only one? Why not she runs, jumps over the fence, and rolls?
Because the AI will likely latch on to only one of those, probably the first or the last, and ignore the others, or blend them awkwardly. Keep it simple, keep it clear.
Less is more.
Definitely. And they show how you can combine things efficiently, like that example. The camera follows from behind as sunlight flickers through the fog.
Ooh, okay. Let's break that down. Camera follows. That's the camera move.
Check. Sunlight flickers, that's the lighting, and a subtle action.
Through the fog, there's our atmosphere again. And the main character action is implied they must be walking or moving for the camera to follow.
Exactly. Multiple controls in one tight, clear sentence. That's economy.
Nice. And we can't just have static shots, right?
Right.
Even if the character isn't moving, the guide says.
Static frames die.
Yeah. If nothing is moving at all, it just looks fake, like a still image someone tried to animate slightly, not cinematic.
So you have to inject some kind of movement, even tiny movements. Always. They give a list of gentle verbs to use. Drifts, flickers, trembles, swirls, ripples, sways.
So my gothic girl standing still in the cathedral, I need to add something.
Yeah. Maybe the girl stands still, her black hair sways slightly in a draft, candle flames flicker, smoke drifts. Just pick one or two subtle things.
Give the AI something moving to latch onto, even if it's just the environment.
Exactly. Hair, leaves, fog, fire, water ripples. Always have one moving element. It tricks the AI into generating a more dynamic, video-like result.
Okay, last piece of layer 4. Light. Managing contrast and mood. Getting this wrong makes it look bad.
Yeah, very synthetic. Too bright, and it looks like cheap CG, no shadows, no depth.
And too dark.
The AI starts to hallucinate. It just makes up details in the shadows because it doesn't have enough information. Creates noise, weird textures.
So we need a balance. And the guide suggests some reliable lighting moods.
Yeah, specific ones that work well because they provide clear contrast, but also atmosphere. Things like golden dawn, cold moonlight, flickering candle, misty silver, blood red stained glass.
They're evocative, but also technically specific in terms of light and shadow.
Exactly. They give the AI enough information to create depth and drama, but within a controlled palette, avoiding that flat digital look.
Okay, this is a lot. I mean, being this specific about roll tags, candle flickers, light temperature, doesn't it just kill the creativity, make the writing boring?
That's the perfect lead-in to Section 4.
Yeah.
Classic pitfalls and advanced emotional framing. And the guide's answer to your question is brilliant.
Which is?
Clarity isn't boring, it's merciful.
Merciful to the machine.
Yeah, you're giving it exactly what it needs to succeed. You're being kind to the AI by being clear. And when the AI succeeds faster, you get more time back for the creative part, the iteration.
Okay, I can see that. Clarity saves time and frustration, which frees up creativity. And this section also dives into troubleshooting, right? The common mistakes.
Oh yeah, the 7 fails and fixes, super practical stuff learned the hard way by the studio. Essential knowledge.
Let's run through them quickly. First, the car problem. Too many people in the car.
Yep, plural vagueness again. Fix. Specify roles and seats. Father drives, mother passenger seat, 2 kids in back. Literal seat assignments.
Okay. Second, the 180-degree head turn fail. The creepy exorcist head snap.
Right. AI tries the shortest rotation, looks glitchy. Fix. Constrained language, turns slightly toward the sound, looks over left shoulder, don't say it turns around.
Makes sense. Third, ghosting. Character appearing inside and outside at once, or duplicated.
Usually happens at thresholds like doorways. Fix. Anchor the start position and direction clearly. The monk enters the doorway from the left, not just that the monk is inside. Be precise about crossing the threshold.
Fourth, frozen crowd. Background people like mannequins.
Yeah, AI focuses on the main subject. Fix. Give the background people verbs too. People walk, talk softly, shift slightly. Direct the extras.
Direct the extras. Okay. Fifth, reference frame lag. Using an image reference for a quick shot doesn't work well.
Not for short shots, like under 3 seconds. The AI struggles to match the static image while also generating smooth motion. Fix. For quick cuts, rely purely on description, not reference images.
Okay. Sixth, unintended object spawning. Random swords appearing.
Happens if a word accidentally triggers an association. Fix. Use negative prompts. No sword, no random objects. Tell it what not to generate.
And seventh, color drift. The color temperature changing over a sequence.
Yeah, it can slowly shift warmer or cooler. Fix. Respecify the light and color temp in every single prompt. 4000K cold moonlight again and again, just to be safe.
Wow. Okay, that's a solid troubleshooting list. So moving past glitches, continuity, we talked about repetition, but the guide says it's more like rhythm.
Yeah, continuity is rhythm, not repetition. Meaning, yes, you repeat the core character description every time.
The lawyer part.
Right, but you vary the other elements, the camera angle, the lighting, the specific action. That creates the rhythm, the dynamic feel. Just repeating the exact same prompt, only changing one verb, makes it monotonous.
So consistency in the core, variation in the execution. And use those memory threads we talked about.
Exactly. The recurring visual motifs, the fog color, the flickering candle, the character's red scarf. Those reinforce the world's consistency for the AI and provide narrative cues for the viewer.
Okay, now, advanced emotional stuff. When the emotion really peaks in a scene, what tools do we use?
The guide says, slow down the camera, widen the light.
Slow the camera motion. Why?
Emphasizes the moment, makes the audience linger. It also practically gives the AI less complex motion to calculate, reducing the chance of glitches during a key emotional beat.
And widen the light. What does that mean? Increase the contrast.
Yeah, or make the key light source brighter, more dramatic. often creates more shadow, isolating the character, making them pop visually, heightens the drama.
And it all comes back to show, don't tell for emotion. We can't say sad, so we show she stops moving while light fades.
Right, you translate the feeling into visual consequences. Grief might be stillness and distance. Fear might be a shaky, tight tracking shot.
So the script needs to be almost analytical. Poet wants realization, engineer writes, slow track in, ambient light dims, focus on eye flicker.
Exactly that level of translation.
This sounds incredibly demanding, high discipline required. Does it actually work in practice under pressure? Section 5 gives us case studies, right?
Yep, from Asgard AI Studio's own projects, seeing
Right.
how they applied all this theme.
Verse 1, no light Timir, a Templar chant video. Big challenge. Lip syncing Latin.
Huge challenge. AI doesn't understand language, let alone Latin phones. Direct lip sync prompts were failing badly.
So what was the lesson? How did they fix it?
They ignored the words and focused on the body. The lesson was AI sings better when it thinks it's breathing.
Breathing.
Yeah. They prompted the physical act of chanting,
Hmm.
the sharp inhale, the chest expanding on long notes, the throat tension. By animating the body correctly for singing, the mouth movements looked way more convincing, even if not perfectly synced syllable by syllable.
Wow. Directing the biology, not the linguistics. That's clever.
Totally. Second case. Halfdur and the Kraken. Viking ship, ocean chaos, realism needed, big, messy environment.
Yeah, water, waves, spray. That sounds like an AI nightmare. Glitches waiting to happen.
It was tough. The lesson learned. Always describe the horizon first. The sea will obey.
Describe the horizon. How does that help the sea?
They found if they locked down the sky color, the angle of the sun or moon, and the ship's direction relative to the light source, the AI generated much more coherent waves underneath. The sky set the rules for the water.
So control the boundaries and the chaos inside becomes more manageable. Get the sky right, the sea behaves.
Pretty much. And defining the ship's direction. Long ship cuts towards the setting sun, stopped it from spinning randomly.
Makes sense. Okay, third case. Ghost of the Forgotten House. Wanted gothic mood, but not horror cliches. Needed restraint.
Right. This one drove home the idea emotion equals restraint. They needed isolation, dread, atmosphere, not cheap scares.
And they achieved it how?
Two main things. Hyper-precise, repeated character description for the lonely ghost girl, reinforcing her look and feel, and carefully controlled fog density that subtly increased through the sequence.
Ah, fog again. But used for creeping dread this time.
Yeah.
More focus, less chaos.
Exactly. It all circles back to that core writing style, the
That-
lawyer versus the poet.
Right. If you want consistency, write like a lawyer. If you want beauty, rewrite like a poet.
The lawyer ensures the technical specs are locked down character tags, camera angles, light temps. Makes the prompt legally binding on the AI.
And then the poet polishes the language, makes 4000K sound like cold moonlight.
Precisely.
But doesn't writing like a lawyer first just slow everything down? How do you iterate quickly on ideas?
Ah, good question. The workflow isn't rewriting the whole lawyerly prompt every time. You create a template, the core character and environment description. That's the lawyer part, done once. Then, for creative iteration, you mostly just tweak layer 4. The action, the camera, the lighting. You play with the poetic bits within the solid legal structure. You don't rewrite the character basics each time, just how they're seen or what they do.
Ah, okay. That makes it much more practical. Iterate on the dynamic layer within the static template. And what about when the AI does something unexpected, but good?
That's the final point on the relationship.
Yeah.
When the AI surprises you, that's collaboration, not failure.
Collaboration, not failure. I like that.
Yeah, it means your technical setup was good enough that the AI had room to add something interesting, a slightly better angle, a more dramatic shadow. It's like an improvisation based on your direction.
An invitation to maybe adjust your plan slightly based on what the AI offered.
Exactly.
Okay, wow. We've covered the core philosophy, the 4 layers, consistency hacks, camera language, the 7 deadly sins of AI prompting. It really boils down to extreme clarity, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Every detail matters. And yeah, mistakes cost money. The guide is blunt. Every mistake costs credits, but every correction builds mastery. You're literally paying to learn the language.
A tough school.
Aha.
So let's wrap this amazing deep dive with, well, the guide calls it the AI Filmmaker's Oath, a commitment.
Yeah, it's a great summary. You want to read it?
Let's do it together. I'll start. I will speak clearly to my machine.
I will frame emotions, not declare them. translating internal feeling into external action.
I will describe worlds that cameras can build using the precise language of cinematography.
I will fail fast, laugh often, and iterate until the light is right.
I will never fear overclarity, understanding that structure enables true creativity.
I am an AI director.
That's powerful stuff, a real manifesto for this new way of creating. But before we sign off, one last little puzzle the guide hints at.
Oh.
We talked about silence and distance as emotional tools. You can slow the camera, widen the shot, but you can't literally tell the AI prompt to be quiet. So,
What's the visual equivalent of silence in a prompt? How do you show silence?
based on everything, slowing things down, distance, stillness, I guess maybe an extreme wide shot,
Okay.
but combined with almost no secondary motion. No flickering candle, no drifting fog, no swaying leaves, just the tiny, isolated figure in a vast, completely still landscape.
Ah, the absence of those subtle motion verbs you talked about.
Oh,
Visual stillness equals auditory silence.
yeah. That visual emptiness, that lack of kinetic energy. Maybe that's how you prompt for silence. Something for you, the listener, to experiment with.
That's a fascinating thought to end on. The most powerful emotional beat might come from removing motion entirely. Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We'll catch you next time.